welcome back to the Artisan Collective. I am TomB92 and this is just build one of, well, many we are going to get through today as we expand upon our city. Now I have to admit I've not long come back off holiday and I did this beforehand and it met me with a great surprise because, well, it's half finished. This is a tree that I was trying to shape up with some of the dirt that were replaced with leaves. We've just been extending the tram roads up here, adding some greenery, just pure greenery. So some bushes, some of the other bits and bobs in there, the ferns and bushes. But today the plan is to extend or expand these roads, get some builds up, cover all of these farms, and you might see here, this is going to be a little pathway. I'm going to try and join here to over there. So I'm going to try and join this up. So we start getting more of a city block come through. Don't know if we're going to get time to attack this side of the road, but for certain, we're going to cover all of this. Now, admittedly, let me show you something. Without too many spoilers of what the build is, well, this is in the way. So as much as I wanted to build around these farms, I also want to make it feel like a city. I want it to be able to walk through. I think that's a big thing in today's world. So easy to just fly up here and you know, see the grand size of the cathedral and everything else that we've built. But the important thing is to also be able to walk it. You know, city life, you're walking around, or you're gonna, you know, take the tram. So I think it's really important that we can walk through and tell a bit of a story. But this is the first build we've done, and we've just tried to use easy blocks, if I'm honest. I've tried to use blocks that we have to hand, stone variations, mushroom. We had a load of birch from chopping this area down. So we used some birch and some deep slate. Iron, we've obviously got tons of iron as the column disappearing down. Oh, speaking of the iron farm, we had to move it. We had to move the extraction zone. So I think it was about here, going over into those chests. But I set free cam. We flipped this over. So this was over here in this emptied zone. You can see the soul sand was left there. Flipped it over, sent it all up into this side here. So we could be a bit further away from the road with these builds here. Otherwise it was going to get really compact. We wouldn't have enough room for the lampposts and any like livable touches that we wanted to do. Now, as I say, this episode is all going to be building. If you enjoy building, do remember to hit the like and the subscribe. And let's get into our next build. Okay, well, with that time that's complete, you might see a few little additions around here. That is not all, but this build is beautiful. I really like how it comes together. You kind of got this lower area here of like maybe shop fronts or like a big grand like hall, and then you kind of got like apartments or hotel rooms maybe, you know. This is prime. Where's the build gone? There it is. This is like prime estate, right opposite the cathedral, getting some great rooms in there and great views of the city. Now we have been busy off camera. I've been carrying on building because I've got lots to do this episode. So here is another one just nicely tucked away. So we need to figure out what we're going to do with this space, but we've kind of got another little, maybe a little shop into some apartments sitting above that, and you can see we've got some backs of builds. So we're going to start working on this pathway that's going to come through here, comes down, so we need to fill up this space here to tell that story. But then here I'm envisioning this is like a pub, like a British pub style. Like you've got like the dark textures at the bottom going into some brick textures at the top, and then I've played around with a little bit of walls in there just to add some depth, which, you know, from afar is going to work. Just adds a little bit of a shadow in there, which I'm kind of happy. And you can see more builds. So let's carry on looking. We've got some more apartment style builds. So again, just playing around with size and scale, just trying to add a different level into the skyline. You imagine this is going to be one of the main views at the top of the street here. It's going to look beautiful. Just got some different style heights, and your eyes are just going to kind of gravitate up, and that's exactly what we're after as we start planning and building out this city. Now, we've also been finishing off the tree in the time lapse. It was still dirt. Finished off the tree, adding in oak and azalea leaves. I think somewhere in there I've tried to use like birch in here as like shade. So you imagine you've got the depths of the tree, and also a nice little touch I like adding in moss blocks when I'm using azalea leaves, because then you can just add a little bit of short grass on top, and it just adds another nice little texture in there. Now, we have been busy aside from the builds, which are looking beautiful, because in here we have a couple of farms. I can't remember whether I've shown a mud farm, but we've got a mud farm. We've got a fern farm going on here. So essentially you get a set of shears, turn it on, and you shears this. You have one in your offhand, and you have the fern in your offhand, shears in your main hand, and just keep planting. And similar here, this is the bush in the recent update. Get a shears, turn it on, pops out the bone meal, and you're taking this one here. It will put another bush onto this mud block and starts collecting them down here. And we've been using that through the middle here, just adding in some different green textures. I didn't want to add, more trees down here because I didn't want to take away from that view that we were showing at the start. So we've just added greens in here, different shades of green with the ferns and the bushes you can just make out. But other than that, we've just been bone mealing down here. Now, a redstone project is something that I've been working on back here. It's very much work in progress because this is as far as I've got. I figured I should probably do some recording, but this is going to lead to our furnace. So currently I've got hooked up our coal or our fuel input. If we enter FreeCam, it'll go down a few hoppers into a dropper system, go through this ice and water up here, and into a furnace system at the back here. Now, this isn't going to be preloaded, so it triggers upon the items that you want to be smelted to go in here, and then we're going to hook up another similar setup into this input, and then one from this output that will have a dropper system that will go into this chest here. Now, that's for me to work in progress, and I need it because of the next build. Now, speaking of the next build, you don't need to see me do this, but you do need to see a build. So let's hit another time lapse for today's episode. And with that time lapse, we are now complete, and I really like this build. Again, similar trend, we're using blocks that are easy to find. Diorite. We've got lots of diorite, we've got some pale oak, got some stone, different variations of stone, and then a little like mud entrance here. But I really like it. It's like an office style building. It could be like a council style building, like government related. It looks, quite official. I've still got this skelly spawner in the middle of the road. I'm not really going to be able to make use of it anymore, I don't think. I was wondering how I could, but I don't think we're going to be able to. But let's just have a little fly around. We've got the little bits down here like office space or storage down below, because that goes up into the first floor. Then down the back here, I obviously need to bring this into the flooring. We've got like this tower structure here, which allows us to, or would allow us to go up. Now, we don't really do interiors. We have our cactus farm in here, and what else? We got the bee farm in here. So we just, okay, now I'm going to end up stuck down here, but we just got our frontages, really. They're big, very grand frontages, and I think I'm now stuck here because we don't have a proper way out. I didn't really think of that. I realized as this front of the build was being put on that this is just decorative and there's no way in the front. But I like the depth of this, we've got full block wall, wall, and then another full block, but it's just 2 blocks across, but you just get a different palette. It's really nice, adds a bit of depth. I'd like to see if I can play around with that with windows maybe in future builds. Really nice, really nice. But we have been busy as well as this build doing some off-camera stuff. We've got a little park. I was thinking I needed some greenery. I really needed some greenery. All we've done so far is grey and build and grey and build and grey and build and roads. So we needed some greenery. So I had a little park in here, and this actually took me quite a while. This is all freehand. I've just had a bit of fun myself, no creative building. Using tuff. I don't really know the style of these trees. I just fancy playing around with them. Bit of tuff, bit of diorite, and then oak leaves and birch leaves, breaking them up. Now, in a recent BOO video, I saw he play around with creating rosebush ideas, and you might be able to see we've got this in the middle here. If I turn off my resource pack, it does have a bigger impact because they're less bushy leaves, and essentially just back here is exactly that. It's a rose bush back here, and we are just putting azalea leaves in front of it to help break up the texture. I really like it. We've just played around again with the greens, just mainly grass around here. And then I made a little park bench, a little gazebo in the middle. It's a nice little relaxation point. You can see the cathedral from here, see the office buildings, and then it also sets up for the future. Essentially, we can start building around this now because I've got some greenery. And speaking of which, I have cleared out some space over here. We've moved the sugarcane farm. Again, we've moved farms. But it's time for one final time lapse of this episode. Let's go. And with that, this massive structure is complete. Now, I have to admit, the one thing that I haven't done is spawn-proof the inside. So, this guy's in here. Have I got torches on me? Yeah, okay, let's do a quick spawn-proofing. Hope nothing drops down on me. Ow. There's another guy, of course. Oh, there's lots of guys. Okay. That should do, right? Ow. Come on out here into the bright light. Oh, and burn up. Now, this build here, kind of, again, has a feel like it could be an office building. Like, these could be the office floors. They're still coming for me. Leave me alone, please. Leave me alone. How have you not passed away yet with the burning? There we go. Right. So, yeah, office building, hotel style building. There's lots of things this could be done for. And I kind of like it's up for interpretation. These builds are up for, no, apart from these ones, these look very much like, apartment buildings. But yeah, this could be completely different to what I've described. You might be looking at that going, yeah, that's this so-and-so building. And I really like that idea. It's the benefit of Minecraft, right? It's your imagination. Your imagination is what makes Minecraft the special game that it is. Now, if I enter free cam here, you see just at the top of this build, which we did at the very beginning, I've got a little golden carrot kind of advertisement going on up here. And the golden carrot is our store in the shopping district. And I think next episode, we need to target a new build, because we've just got a temporary store up at the moment. Now, speaking of next episode, if you've made it this far, I hope you will put a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. It might be a little while between episodes now. Now, it's exciting. Let me tell you that. For me personally, TomB92, there is so much happening in life outside of Minecraft right now. I am expecting to become a father again very shortly. We are also making the chaotic decision to move house. So lots of things going on that are going to be taking my attention for the next month or two. That may mean the episodes slow down and the builds just appear. Who knows? They might just appear. I didn't do a time lapse. Well, that's kind of why we got so many time lapses here as well, right? So I've just been dealing with the house stuff, lots of administrative tasks to do. But a reminder, please, if you're enjoying this series, what we're doing here with our mega city, lots of exciting builds to come. I have a lot of resources to use. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.